Dear brothers and sisters, I'd like to wish all of you a very, very happy holiday season. Whether you're celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or any other celebration at this time of the year. This is that time of the year when we think about giving. This is that time of the year when we want to share. This is also a time of the year when we pray to God for all the gifts that God has given us and that we be in a position to help someone else. This is a time of meeting with the families. This is a time of getting together with friends. And this is also a time of the year when we want to make sure that things are going on well, not only for ourselves, but also for everyone else that we know. So this is a time of giving, this is a time of sharing. And there is the statement which says that it's in giving that we receive. When we think about celebrations, we find that we all have many, many celebrations in our life. The time when we are born is a great celebration for our parents. And then as we grow, our birthdays, and then as we go to school, graduating from school, getting engaged, getting married, having our own children, doing well at job, being promoted. Also, we find that many, many of these celebrations are centered around an individual. And when we start to think about what happens at these celebrations, generally is the individual who gets gift. So when it's someone's birthday, they receive a lot of gifts from their family and their friends. If it's a wedding or an anniversary, gifts are coming to the couple. And so gifts are coming in our direction through these celebrations. But when we think about the holiday season, this is a time where we all want to give gifts. As parents, we give gifts to our children, but then we also share gifts with our loved ones. As we look at the concept of giving, why is it that giving is better than receiving? Because when we give, it opens our heart, it expands our heart. And it's in sharing that joy comes to us like we've never experienced before. There's a very interesting example of how giving can bring joy to many, many others. At one of these drive-in places, someone picked up a cup of coffee for themselves and paid extra money for another cup of coffee for the car behind them. They didn't know who was behind them. So when a cup of coffee was given to the person in the second car, they paid money to pay for another cup of coffee for in the car behind them. And so one after another, when someone received a gift, they wanted to go ahead and share with someone else too. And this went on for many, many people. So the joy of giving is what comes to us at this time of the year. Many children gets gifts, whether it be for the many days of Hanukkah, where you get a gift every day, or whether it be many gifts on Christmas. And many, many people in the Western world are very familiar with Santa Claus. And what is very interesting is to focus on how Santa Claus came into being. There was a very loving couple. They would help everyone in their neighborhoods. And they were living in times when the times were hit by a pandemic, just like what we're going through. In the pandemic, they lost their lives. But before they lost their lives, they had trained their son to be very giving too. As the young man found himself to be by himself, he was very, very loving. He would bring food to the poor. He would help the needy. And he spent everything that he had to help others. At a very young age of 34, he passed away. And so what he had done for the community started to be known to many, many other people. So many people started to write about him. And they started calling him Saint Nick. And then some people started to not only write but also draw his pictures. And pretty soon someone gave him 8 reindeers and someone painted a red coat on him, and Saint Nicholas or Santa Claus came into being. The act of giving is what makes this so successful. And as we go through this holiday season, even though today we're all sitting far away, the pandemic has made it such that we're unable to meet with each other physically. But I'm just hoping that my love for each and every one of you comes to your hearts and your homes and your families. And that we all experience how much we love each other. We all experience the greatest love that there is on earth, which is the love of God. For us to be able to experience that, we need to find that love. That love is not in the world outside. The love of God is within each and every one of us. And as we learn the techniques of inversion, of going within, then we will be able to experience that love. And as we experience that love, we'll find that that love starts to ooze out from us. I have a saying which says, love is contagious, be a carrier. So as we experience the love of God, we know that that love is going to bring love to many other people, bring joy to many other people, make the lives of many other people better. So we need to take the love of God that we experience for ourselves and share it with others. And we need to realize that this life itself is a gift. Our soul could have been transmigrating in any one of the other existences. But God was very gracious and gave us this human birth, in which all the faculties that are required by us to know God have been provided. So when all these faculties have been provided to us, we need to make use of them. And those who make use of those faculties are the ones whose lives would be fulfilled. So at this holiday season, let's not stay at just thinking about the gifts in the world outside. Let's focus on the greatest gift of all. Let us make use of the gift. Let us put it to practice. The gift of having the human body is not a small gift. It's the highest gift that we'll ever get. So let us make use of everything that the Creator has given us so that this life of ours starts to be better. As we learn the techniques of going within, as we experience God's love, a transformation will happen from within. Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, who wrote much about life itself, says in one of his verses, he says, मैंने सीखा है ज़माने से मोहब्बत करना, तेरा पैगाम मोहब्बत मेरे काम आया है. He says, I've learned to love all humanity, and your message of love is the very meaning of my life. So Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj is making this prayer to God. He says, oh God, it's your message of love on which I am basing my life. It is your message of love that I experience for myself. It's your message of love that transformed me from within. And it's your message of love that made me be close to everyone else, made me love everyone else. And that experience can be had by each and every one of us. God the Creator is equally available to each and every one of us, irrespective of whatever part of the world we live in, irrespective of whatever faith we belong to, irrespective of what languages we speak, irrespective of whatever countries we live in. Because God is within each and every one of us. We just need to invert. Right now, all of our attention is on the world outside. We need to take our attention from the world outside and focus it within ourselves. We all have been given this opening, which is between and behind the two eyebrows, called the single eye, the third eye, the Divya Chakshu, the Dasmadvar. An opening that opens into the regions within. And by being able to be in a state of stillness, by stilling the body and stilling the mind, we are able to get to that state. So during this holiday season, let us make use of the greatest gift that we all have. Let us spend as much time as we can to explore the regions within, to explore the spiritual regions. As we learn to invert, with help and guidance, we'll be able to partake of all the divine treasure which is embedded deep within each and every one of us. The holiday season is not to travel here and there. The holiday season is not to be just meeting with one person or another. Let us take this holiday season and put it to the best use that we can. As it is, the pandemic seems to be growing during these days. So it's better that we stay in our own homes. We do social distancing. It's better that we focus more on ourselves. It's better that we experience vistas after vistas of joy and happiness, which are all within each and every one of us. As we go on the spiritual journey, it's a journey of love, it's a journey of light. As we start to experience God's love, what happens is that all that is making our life difficult starts to fade away. As we experience the love of God, anger goes away from our life. Our ego is washed away because we realize that we're one with God and so is everyone else, and that we are the same as everyone else. And it's the experience of the divine light and the divine sound within ourselves that makes us be transformed into that state. As we experience the love of God, we get to be truthful. We realize that the inside is what the outside should be like. It's not that we are camouflaging ourselves. It's not that we want to present ourselves as one manner, where on the inside we might be someone else. So we adhere to the truth. And when we adhere to the truth, then we get more stilled. As we experience the love of God, we get more compassionate. We are more caring of others. We want to make sure that their difficulties vaporize, are gone away. We extend a helping hand as we realize the gifts that God has given us. Then we want to share those with others too. And as we experience the love, then our love for all other beings increases. Whether they be human beings, or animals, or birds, or fish, or any other living form. Because the realization of the presence of God in each and every living form sets in. And then they become a member of our own family, so our family gets extended. We realize that everyone in a living existence is a part of the Creator. We realize that everyone can be loved by us. And as we send love in the direction, we find that love also comes back to us. Because as we share love with others, then they also reciprocate. And our life, when we make someone else's life better, our life automatically gets better. So in this holiday season, let's realize that as we experience the love of God for ourselves, as we experience the spiritual regions within, as we experience the joy of the flights into the inner spiritual regions, that the transformation that will happen will be one in which not only are we going to be helped, but everyone whose life we touch would also be helped. These holidays can be put to use in the best possible manners if we connect with God during this time. And the more we connect with the Creator, the better the environment in which we live. The more we connect with the Creator, the more happy we're on the inside. And one who's happy, one who's content, is one whose interactions also get to be happier and contented. And so, as we all are looking at this holiday season, I want to wish for each and every one of you to be finding your happiness with God. Spend this holiday with the Creator. Experience the love of God. Let it penetrate through each and every pore of your being. Let it go to your heart, from your heart to your soul. And as it gets there, as Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj mentioned, he mentioned that the true meeting is which happens from eyes to eyes, from heart to heart, and from soul to soul. From the eyes of God to our eyes, from the heart of God to our heart, and from the soul of God to our soul. And when that connection made, then everything is joyous, everything is blissful, everything is in a state which we have never experienced before. I wish everyone a very, very, very happy holiday season. And as we start the holiday season, let us start it with meditation. Please sit as comfortably as you can. Close your eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeballs should be straight, focused, 8 or 10 inches in front of you. And as you close your eyes, those of you who have been initiated in the mysteries of the beyond, please do a Simran. Those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God you feel comfortable with. I pray to God Almighty to help each and every one of us experience the realms within. And it is my prayer to the three great spiritual masters of the past century, Hazur Baba Savan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and Dayal Purush Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, to help each and every one of us connect with the spiritual energy within and for us to experience the divine light in its effulgence. We'll be sitting for a few minutes. I'll be getting you out of this meditative state at that time, and my best wishes are with each and every one of you. छोड़ दीजिए जी, please leave off.